Hi, welcome to English Dormitory. Are you learning English? Here, we focus on learning through stories that are both simple and engaging. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's get started.
Today, we'll explore how to train your brain to think in English. At first glance, this might feel like a daunting task, especially if English isn't your first language, but it's entirely achievable. More importantly, developing this skill can significantly enhance your overall language ability. When you start thinking in English, you'll notice improvements in fluency, comprehension, and confidence. It's like rewiring your mind to adopt English as your natural mode of thought. In this session, we'll break down the process step by step, giving you actionable tips to make thinking in English an everyday habit. Whether you're just starting out or have been learning English for years, these strategies will help you become a more self-assured speaker. Let's begin with why thinking in English is so essential. You might wonder if simply learning words and grammar is enough. Here's why it goes beyond that. Firstly, thinking in English accelerates fluency. Fluent speakers don't mentally translate each word from their native language, they naturally express themselves in English. By training your brain to think directly in the language, you'll bypass the need for constant translations, making your speech faster and smoother. Secondly, it reduces hesitation during conversations. Translating while speaking often creates delays as you search for the right word or phrase. This can disrupt the flow and confidence of a conversation. Thinking in English helps you access vocabulary and expressions more efficiently, enabling quicker responses and more natural interactions. Thirdly, it boosts confidence. Imagine expressing yourself as effortlessly in English as you do in your native tongue. When you stop worrying about translations and mistakes, you focus on clear communication, allowing your ideas to flow confidently. Finally, it enhances listening skills. When your brain is conditioned to process thoughts in English, understanding others becomes easier. You no longer hear isolated words but grasp meanings and ideas within context. This leads to better comprehension and allows you to pick up on subtle cues during conversations. In summary, thinking in English improves fluency, speeds up conversational responses, builds confidence, and sharpens listening skills, all of which contribute to more effective communication. With these benefits in mind, let's move on to the practical steps you can take to train your brain. Before diving into the how-to, let's examine the fascinating connection between language and thought. What does thinking in English actually mean? Is it simply using English words internally, or does it go deeper? Here's the key. The language we think in shapes our perceptions and thought processes. In your native tongue, your brain relies on familiar expressions and cultural nuances. But when you engage with English, your perspective broadens. You start interpreting the world through the structures and concepts of a different language. For instance, describing a sunset might evoke unique imagery or emotional associations in your native language based on its vocabulary or idiomatic expressions. In English, however, you might need to articulate those details differently, challenging you to adapt and look at the scene with fresh eyes. This process not only expands your understanding of English but also invites you to see things from a new perspective, one shaped by the nuances of this global language. Thinking in English is vital because it allows you to connect ideas seamlessly. Instead of struggling to translate or find the right words, you begin to experience the world and form your thoughts directly in the language. This shift makes expressing yourself much more natural. Let's consider an example. During a conversation in English, if your thoughts are already aligned with the language, your brain operates more efficiently. You won't need to pause for translation. You'll understand the other person intuitively and respond effortlessly. This eliminates the step of converting everything from your native tongue, enabling your brain to process English thoughts directly. Picture this connection like solving a puzzle. Each language offers its unique method for piecing together life's experiences. When you think in English, those pieces align smoothly, unveiling patterns that enhance your grasp of the language. Research even suggests that thinking in the language you're speaking boosts fluency and problem-solving skills, making self-expression clearer and quicker. Simply put, language and thought are deeply intertwined. Thinking in English cultivates mental agility, accelerating your ability to communicate and boosting confidence. After exploring why this concept matters and how it relates to your brain, let's dive into practical strategies to start thinking in English. You don't need a dramatic shift overnight. Small, gradual adjustments are enough to build this habit. Here are 5 straightforward techniques. 1. Describe your surroundings in English. Begin by describing the environment around you. Use English to talk about objects, people, or situations nearby. This doesn't need to be spoken aloud if circumstances don't allow. You can practice mentally. For instance, if you're at home, observe a book and describe it. This is a green book on the table. Its cover is colorful, and the pages look old. You can describe anything, your clothing, meals, or furniture, and practice forming sentences about what you see. 2. Think in English during routine activities. Incorporate English into your daily life by narrating your actions mentally. While cooking dinner, think, "I need to chop vegetables or I'm boiling pasta." As you walk outside, reflect on your surroundings in English. That person is wearing a red jacket or asterisk, the weather is slightly cloudy today. These everyday thoughts become valuable exercises for training your brain to think and react in English. 3. Speak to yourself in English. Although it may feel unusual at first, talking to yourself in English is a fantastic way to familiarize yourself with the language. For example, as you prepare for the day, "I'm brushing my teeth," "I'm putting on my shoes," or "I'm grabbing my keys." Speaking aloud reinforces vocabulary and sentence structure while helping your brain adjust to processing words naturally. 4. Immerse yourself through English media. Surrounding yourself with English content is one of the most effective immersion strategies. Watch movies, TV shows, and online videos in English. Listen to podcasts, songs, or audiobooks to expose yourself further. Focus on topics you enjoy, whether it's a TV series or an intriguing podcast, and try to watch or listen first without subtitles. Continuous exposure familiarizes your mind with the rhythm of the language, assisting you in thinking in English subconsciously. 5. Practice with native or fluent speakers. Finally, interacting with others who speak English deepens your ability to think and communicate authentically in the language. Whether it's through language exchange groups, talking with friends fluent in English, or joining global online communities, these interactions provide real-life opportunities to put your skills into practice. By following these steps consistently, you'll gradually shift your mindset, enabling you to think more fluently in English while gaining confidence in understanding and expression. Engaging in conversations in English pushes your brain to think on its feet and respond directly in the language. If you don't have many English speakers around, don't worry. There are plenty of opportunities to connect with others through language exchange apps or online communities. The important thing is to practice consistently, even if it's only for a few minutes each day. Keeping an English notebook can also be incredibly helpful. Creating an English journal or notebook is an excellent way to develop the habit of thinking in English. By jotting down your daily thoughts, whether it's what you did, how you're feeling, or anything on your mind, you force yourself to think in English as you translate those ideas onto paper. This process not only sharpens your ability to express yourself in the language but also reinforces new vocabulary and grammar structures you've learned. Forget perfection. The goal here is practice, not flawless writing. As you keep at it, you'll find yourself naturally thinking in English more frequently, without having to consciously push for it. To summarize, here's a quick review of the steps for thinking in English. First, describe everyday objects and situations in English. Second, make English a part of your mental dialogue during daily activities. Third, speak to yourself in English. Fourth, immerse yourself through English media like TV shows, books, or podcasts. Fifth, engage with English speakers for practical exposure. Finally, maintain an English journal or notebook. The common thread across these steps is consistency. Building this habit takes time, so avoid overwhelming yourself by thinking it will happen overnight. Instead, start small and incorporate it bit by bit into your day. Remember, mistakes are natural and serve as stepping stones in the learning journey. Now let's address common challenges and strategies to overcome them while mastering this skill. 1. Fear of making mistakes. Many learners worry about making errors or being judged when they try to think or speak in English. However, making mistakes is an essential part of learning any language, just as it was when you learned your first language as a child. Mistakes allow you to identify gaps and improve upon them over time. Shift your perspective and see mistakes as opportunities rather than failures. The more you attempt to think and communicate in English, the more confident you'll become, eventually reducing the frequency of errors. 2. Feeling overwhelmed. The sheer volume of vocabulary, grammar rules, and exceptions in English can make the learning process feel daunting. But you don't need to conquer everything at once. Focus on gradual progress and consistency rather than perfection. Set manageable goals, like learning 5 new words each week or dedicating just 10 minutes daily to thinking in English. Breaking the task into smaller pieces makes it much less intimidating over time. 3. Switching back to your native language. Another challenge is resisting the instinct to revert to your native language. This typically happens when you're unsure of how to express certain things in English. It can slow down your progress if done frequently. Combat this by consciously practicing thinking in English every day, even if it's just about simple topics like what you'll eat for breakfast or the tasks ahead of you. As your confidence grows, handling more complex ideas in English will come naturally without relying on translations. 4. Limited opportunities for practice. If you're not surrounded by English speakers or don't live in an English-speaking region, finding practice opportunities might seem difficult. However, modern tools make this hurdle easier to overcome. You can join online communities, use language exchange applications, or even practice speaking aloud to yourself privately. Consuming English media, like podcasts, films, audiobooks, and songs, is another great way to absorb the language passively while enhancing your ability to think in it. The journey of thinking in English might come with challenges, but persistence is more important than perfection. Trust the process, give yourself time, and remind yourself that mastery of a new language happens gradually with consistent effort and practice. Above all else, stay patient and embrace mistakes as part of the road to improvement. 5. Frustration with progress is a common experience. At times, it may feel like you're not advancing quickly enough or you're stuck in the same spot, and this can certainly be disheartening. However, it's important to remember that progress takes time and often unfolds more slowly than we anticipate. The key is to remain patient and committed to practice. Celebrate your small achievements along the way, whether it's grasping the dialogue of a movie without subtitles or successfully engaging in a brief English conversation. These milestones matter and signify growth. With consistent effort, improvement will come, even if it feels gradual at first. Let's review practical ways to overcome challenges in language learning. First, don't fear making mistakes. View them as opportunities to grow. Second, avoid feeling overwhelmed by focusing on small, consistent progress. Third, stop reverting to your native language. Instead, practice thinking and immersing yourself in English daily. Even with limited opportunities to speak, you can still find creative ways to practice. Remain patient and committed to your progress. Language learning is a journey, and every obstacle is simply another stepping stone toward success. Consistency and positivity will make thinking in English easier, ultimately leading to noticeable improvements in fluency and confidence. Now that you understand the significance of thinking in English, how to train your brain, and strategies to overcome challenges, it's time to focus on maintaining this as a lasting habit. The foundation of improving any skill lies in consistency. What counts is practicing regularly, even if only for a few minutes each day. To stay motivated, set small, achievable goals. For instance, aim to think in English for just 5 minutes a day or learn 3 new words each week. Starting small helps you stay consistent, and over time these smaller goals snowball into larger achievements. You could take specific actions like thinking in English while having breakfast or describing your surroundings for 10 minutes. Setting clear and attainable targets will keep you eager to continue and leave you feeling accomplished as you see progress. Establishing a daily practice routine plays a crucial role in building a habit. Incorporate time for thinking in English into the structure of your day, like during your morning routine or before bed. Make it as automatic as brushing your teeth or having a cup of coffee. For example, after waking up, think about your plans for the day using English, such as, "Today I will go to work, then exercise, and later meet my friend for dinner." This regularity ensures English becomes an integrated part of your thoughts. Utilize language learning apps and tools to enhance your practice. Platforms like Duolingo, Babbel, or Memrise are excellent for expanding vocabulary. Spending just a few minutes daily on these apps helps strengthen your language skills without feeling burdensome. Many apps also include speaking exercises that train your brain to form sentences quickly. Podcasts or YouTube videos on learning English or topics of interest offer exposure to the language in different settings. Listening during commutes, while cooking, or during downtime increases familiarity with English and encourages natural thinking. Joining an English-speaking community can provide powerful motivation, whether it's through online groups, language exchange partners, or local clubs. Engaging with others makes the learning process enjoyable and less isolated. Practicing real conversations in these environments accelerates improvement while fostering confidence. Even occasional interactions help reinforce your skills and keep you encouraged. Finally, track your progress and celebrate small wins along the way. Recognize achievements like understanding movies without subtitles or spending a day entirely in English without switching back to your native language. Documenting these milestones reminds you of how far you've come and helps sustain your motivation. Reflect on your journey and appreciate the positive strides you've made, which fuels you to continue moving forward. By employing these strategies consistently and with enthusiasm, thinking in English will gradually become second nature, transforming both your fluency and confidence in remarkable ways. Let's explore effective strategies for continuous English practice. First, aim to set small, realistic goals that will help you stay motivated over time. Next, establish a daily routine for practice so it becomes a steady habit. Incorporate language learning apps and tools to make regular practice both engaging and convenient. Joining an English-speaking community can also be beneficial, as it allows you to connect with others and immerse yourself further. Additionally, track your progress and celebrate every milestone, no matter how small, to maintain enthusiasm along the way. Remember, consistency is what truly matters. Whether you devote 5 minutes or 30 minutes daily, The key is integrating English into your everyday life. As we conclude, let's recap what we've covered. We've highlighted the importance of thinking in English, explained its connection to brain function and speech fluency, and shared actionable steps to help develop this skill. You've also learned how to navigate common obstacles and stay motivated through consistent practice. It's crucial to understand that thinking in English is a skill earned through dedication. It won't happen overnight. However, over time, with persistence and effort, you'll notice tangible improvement. The more you practice, the easier it becomes, fostering greater fluency in both thought and communication. To take practical steps, start incorporating activities like narrating your day in English, consuming English media, or practicing conversational skills with a friend into your daily routine. Language learning is a journey full of hurdles and triumphs, but celebrating every accomplishment can boost your confidence and motivation. Each small victory, whether it's understanding a conversation or watching a movie without subtitles, brings you closer to fluency. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the English Learning Podcast. I hope you're inspired to embrace the process of training your brain to think in English. Remember to stay consistent, keep practicing daily, and appreciate every opportunity to improve. You're capable of making progress every single day. Until next time, take care and happy learning.
If you learned something new today, take a moment to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It's quick and easy, and your support goes a long way in helping create more English videos for you. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye.